except for maybe Meg's. I don't think she was here when we were talking about those. So you're welcome to post artwork, models, um, especially nice screenshots from games, stuff like that in there. So, and I had a question for the new users, but there's only 2 of them here. I've kind of talked to 2 of them, and welcome, Bob. I kind of don't want to put you guys on the spot, but I'll just say for the new server users, like Megs, Houdini, I was going to ask Ben, but he's not here. I'd like to hear about what your experience has been on this server. And you don't have to answer that right now if you want to think about that and post in the channel later or send me a DM. You're welcome to do that. Because I've been here about 3 years, and I know I experience it differently than you guys do. I do remember what it was like being new and nervous, and I'm just interested in anything you have to say. The only other question we had was, does the current meeting times and days work for people's schedules, or would there be a benefit, maybe an uptick in attendance if we change that? Like, my sister and brother-in-law aren't here because every Saturday they have a social obligation at about 4 o'clock, right when the meeting starts. So they kind of can't be here. And I don't know if that's just them or if other people are dealing with that as well. So, and again, you don't have to think of it of a definite time that would work better for you right now. We'd just like to sometime soon hear if anybody has feedback on that.
We'll probably put a poll up at some point, but just if you guys have any thoughts on that at the moment, you're welcome to speak up.
Yeah. And we exist for you guys, basically, not the other way around. So your opinions are important. I see people typing, so I'll wait a bit.
Popcorn.
I agree with Cal. I think we need more cowbell.
These were cowbell. What is that a reference to?
Oh no!
Saturday Night Live.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry, I'm TV illiterate.
Hang on.
He got a fever.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
He's more cowbell.
Christopher Walken and who else was in that?
Who cares? Christopher Walken.
And the Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bob. Yeah, rub it in.
Oh, what the heck?
Who's up tonight? Houdini? Oh. He's like, nope. No worries. I do a lot of that. My niece won't sleep in the crib most of the time or anywhere but in my lap. I think she'll go in the crib for her mom, but not for me. So I have to hold her. And if I don't hold her with one arm, she'll slowly slide onto the floor. So whenever she's asleep, I'm typing with one hand. Okay. Oh, right, Bob.
Tiny person is important enough to devote multiple hands to.
Yes, she is. Especially when she tries to leap off the bed.
For tiny science!
Tiny science is usually a bad idea, but we're trying to let her experience that in a non-injuring way. Today we had the playpen. It can snap into sections, so we had 3 sections snapped off and set up so she couldn't get into the hallway out of the living room. She started climbing it. She can already... Yeah, well, it started to tip over, so good. Fortunately, I was there.
Maybe not
I
so much
caught
improvement,
her.
but still.
Yes. Yeah. I think I copy pasted this question into the text, but then oh yeah, I did, but then it got buried under cowbell. Okay. Well, does anyone have questions or feedback right now? And I know when we ask like this, we usually don't get it because people are.
I just want to give a quick praise report that Neo didn't post an announcement like 5 times about the meeting.
That's
God is at work, my friends.
Yeah. That doesn't look like 5, Neo. I only counted 1.
The other one was me, Neo.
No, I think Neo can't count. God, he really can't count.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I guess we can wrap up with to close. So, last call for feedback, crazed opinions, conspiracy theories. I'm also waiting to see what Neo's typing. I know, that's probably a bad idea to ask for this. Welcome back, Ben.
If I leave, I bet the conspiracy series about certain Bible study leaders will escalate.
My dad's a Bible study leader, so I can't have conspiracy theories about those.
I didn't say all of them. I said certain ones. Pay attention.
True, but I can't make fun either way.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
I have a conspiracy theory about Hearthstone card packs, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm with Cal. I agree with his.
Wow, Bob is on top of this.
I don't understand why he's not using Fish Sticks' thing. Do you not like Fish Sticks' gift function?
In case you're wondering, the accurate response is, it's a trap.
Nah, hold up a minute. Doesn't work on mobile. Let's see about that. It works! Look at that!
On the contrary, that thing is not working.
Unless it's not loading for you.
I'm referring to the cat.
Okay.
It's a cute kitty. Very cute. Welcome, Stormjaeger. There should be another E in there.
So I have a question, I guess, and I'm sure you guys have talked about this before, and I'm sure there's good reasoning as to why we don't do it. But in a lot of other Discord servers, people have tags for like different games, so you can ping people when you're gonna play it. So what's our reasoning behind not adding tags to people for games that they play?
Because you've got a lot of sound on the other end of your mic.
Do you want me to? I can go outside.
Well, that's not something I'd actually seen before. What would that look like? Like just different
Go. My
divisions over on
server
the
is
right?
a perfect example. If you click on my name in Planetary, it's exactly what it would look like. Because I do the very thing he's talking about. The reason that I think that we don't have it is primarily because of our divisions. We only tagged basically the games that were most popular. We weren't listing all of them or the ones that had even the smallest group of people that were playing them. We only focused on the larger ones that CC tied into very well.
Is that someone else's messages I'm hearing? The beep.
I'm not hearing it.
Okay, I don't know. Oh, it's Ginger.
But no, that's certainly something we could look at implementing. Do you guys think that would be helpful? Having games tagged beyond just the divisions?
Certainly could be a large implementation, given kind of the status of where everything stands, because there are a ton of games that people play out there, and so we would have to kind of put parameters on which ones.
That's
Because
true.
if 3 people played one game, that kind of feels frivolous to me. But if it's like a major game, like something like why is Fortnite the only thing coming to mind? That we have people playing Terraria, people playing Minecraft,
Space Engineers, Minecraft.
Space Engineers, good one. Yeah, number of things like that. Then yeah, that it makes sense to me.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure is what you're talking about, Cal. Oh, so you're asking if there's a difference between like genres and game titles?
I mean, for the most part, I was talking about like specific game titles, like like Overwatch and stuff like that. Games that groups of people play. Terraria, usually there's like even if like I saw somebody pinging Terraria people and I had that tag, I could see like everybody was jumping on the server. That'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so you are aiming at specific games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you'd have to be pretty broad with divisions. Like I think Starbound and Terraria are both similar. So if you could come up with like a division name for that, somebody could ping in and say, "Hey, I'm gonna play Terraria." I don't know. I've joined a couple different servers where like I'm getting pinged for Overwatch, and I have like been like, "Oh, cool, people are jumping on right now." So I thought it'd be a cool idea for us if we didn't already if we already didn't have reasons behind not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I see that. How tough would that be to implement? Would that be much work with the current like permission stuff, Sky?
No, those would not require any permissions at all. Like you have Arc SE hasn't been completely removed yet, and mainly because Fishstick still ties into it. But it would
but it would be like
it would be just like that.
okay, so being able to mention people based
Yes.
on games, or mention a
not-
game and see all the people, or message all the people that play that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then rude. I would obviously give myself or give Fishsticks the ability to allow people to auto assign their self-specific game roles.
That sounds fantastic.
It's interesting to me that we're hearing this from the game players themselves. The like the new joins. This isn't coming from us. Actually, we considered game-specific tags at one point, I think, but the fear was when we first came out of Discord that the number of roles would explode to ridiculous levels. But
Yeah.
As
Well, I mean,
someone,
so what if it does? Like, it's not gonna make permissions more complicated.
well, I think as someone said, if we put parameters like scrap, I think it was like if there's 3 people playing the game, that's not enough. We probably all know each other already. But if there's
True.
what would our threshold be? 10 to 15? Then it would be worth adding that extra role. Like Megs is saying, that I can see why genre wouldn't work for some people. They don't want to be tagged for all the FPS games, just the ones that they do play. And if they can add and remove the roles themselves, they have complete control over how much they're pinged.
Yes.
Well, single player games, I think, would automatically be out.
Yeah, I don't see any reason for single player games to be a tag.
Yeah.
Not unless we like go full streamer.
Never go full streamer.
Neo,
Hey,
you're
Neo.
really quiet. You're
Yeah.
audible but silent almost.
Not suggesting we have single player divisions, just saying that CC gamers themselves play different games all the time. Single player, solitaire. I mean, games we wouldn't make divisions. I mean, we have people that play like a platform called Tabletop Simulator, but play different games on it every time they use it. And there's all kinds. We just like having official divisions because we want to be able to bring groups of people together and keep our community together. If everybody just went out and played whatever games all the time, we kind of wouldn't really be a fellowship anymore. We'd all just be doing our own thing.
If we made a division for solitaire, I would probably leave the community.
That does give me an idea though. Sky, would it be possible to code fish sticks to allow people to make their own tag for
Let me clarify something really quick, just so we all know. When you say tag, we're specifying a role, and a role is a set of permissions that you can explicitly grant or deny somebody, or a group, I should say. So, are you saying that you want to create a permissions group, that like custom permissions groups?
Not exactly. My only thought was like, if someone sees, well, I don't know. I have ideas. I'll think about it some more. Try to find a way to articulate it better and get back to you about that.
Are you talking about like adding a layer to a vouch like system, Goat, where people basically vouch for a game and it's like a vote for that role to be
There's
added?
an idea that wasn't exactly what I was going for. I was thinking more allowing people to create it themselves, like create an app mention for the game that they play. But since we do want to limit it to a certain number of people, we could do a thing where like, well, if we could do it, if it's possible, do a thing where like, if 5 people want a specific tag for a specific game, then Fishsticks creates that, and then they can assign that to themselves.
So one Discord that I've been in, they had a channel specifically that you could do like exclamation mark, and then like you like do the tag. So like in this case, if you wanted to join the Overwatch like group or whatever, you would go into that channel, do exclamation mark Overwatch, and the tag would be added to you.
Well,
I don't really
yeah,
know how they coded that, but
I mean, well,
that's...
yeah, obviously that would be in the system somewhere, but he's talking about giving people the ability to make their own.
Yeah, like if no one here
Oh,
played Overwatch, say
gotcha.
no one played Overwatch, and we get someone who plays Overwatch a lot and wants to create an Overwatch app mention group, could they come in and be like, vouch Overwatch, and if they get like 5 people that are doing the same thing, then we have an Overwatch group and they all get tagged when they all want to play Overwatch. put it in the hands of the people who are using the server. Still have that limiter of a critical mass of players, but just go kind of hands off with it.
Do we have any roles left for specific games other than Overwatch?
I think PUBG
Ar-
still exists.
Arc is gone. Is PUBG still a role?
PUBG still exists. It just needs to be renamed to Battle Royale.
Okay,
Truth.
so not really. By the time I'm done, okay, let's see. I'm-
No,
Not exactly.
Silver and right. Just so we have an example, I do this exact same system on my own Discord. We have, I don't know, close to 30 different game tags that people can assign themselves. And none of the processing done in Discord is dealt on your own client. It's done through the server side, which is handled by Discord developers and all that kind of thing.
So, what are the cons of this kind of system? I guess is my question.
Well,
Messiness.
personally, it gets me a lot of development time. And
Okay, yeah, that's an issue.
away from that, yeah, it'll generate a lot of roles depending if we implement this thing. The roles list will greatly increase
Balloon.
depending on how many people use it.
I love that, and that expression up top is what we're afraid of.
Would it be possible to just like allow the moderators to be able to create tags like for games?
Yes,
Okay.
just like Fishsticks has admin-only commands, I can make certain things moderator only.
Okay.
Okay, I'm taking a list. If you guys have any more games to add,
Let's see.
go ahead. Here's the list I have so far. I think it's interesting. This is what's coming up right away. Neo, we can just shorthand that to Quiplash.
Well, I mean, like, we could even do something where a role that 5 or more people want gets created by the bot, and if fewer than 5 people are in that role, it gets auto-deleted, right? So then it would just be a matter of maintaining, who still wants to be in a role and get tagged for specific games. Which, I mean, if they have the power to add or remove themselves from, would be, if you get tagged for a game and you realize, I'm not playing this game anymore, I don't want that tag, then you go in and take it off.
Well, execute the command to remove it. In terms of, are you saying like on an individual basis, or are you saying remove the tag from the server entirely?
Remove the tag from the server entirely if there are fewer than 4 or fewer than 5 users, for example. Just going with 5 as a hypothetical.
I can.
So that way it's auto maintaining.
Let's see. Because bots don't have like an internal clock that they operate on. They just sort of trigger based on events that occur.
Well, so an event would be someone removing the role from themselves. You could run a trigger that says if fewer than 5, then delete role, right?
If it detects an update, yes, I could run like say a prune function, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Then yes, we can do that.
I would almost want to just identify the tags rather than immediately remove them, so that you can, like, I guess, talk to the people in that group and be like, yeah, this is like too small.